Hello and welcome to Kramer and Jess Uncensored, the 110th episode of this nonsense.
Oh, wow.
Isn't that wild? You probably want to hear the music right now, don't you?
No, we don't hear nothing.
It's going to be a cold intro today, people. Oh, there we go. Okay. Yeah, welcome. True story. I haven't said this in a while. They really didn't want this podcast to happen. They said it will never succeed. And now we sit here on the mountain of 110 episodes and we say, fuck you.
Not the mountain.
Not the episode mountain. Not the podcast mountain.
What are you talking about?
We middle finger all of those people that had doubts. You know who you are.
Relax.
We'll be saying your name the next episode. I'm just kidding. That'd be fun, though. If you episode 200, we'll start. We'll do a roll call of who all hated on us. Okay. Let me sign one more contract. Then we'll go over that list. In case you're new to our Uncensored podcast, we've already said fuck. So I think it's probably unnecessary to tell you this, but Jess, what's the rules here?
It is very uncensored. It's like the close friends feature on Instagram where, you know, we just share certain things with selective people and we believe that you are those people. So just be prepared.
Yeah. Also, in case you don't know, we have a show that goes live on YouTube as well that you can watch on Wednesdays around 11 Eastern and interact over there. And literally not one person is watching right now. So
okay.
It's
I feel
okay.
like we're kind of early.
I don't know if anyone listens to this podcast either. It's fine. We do this for our own amusement, if anything. Jess wants to get a gun. And I'm like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Where did this come from? Tell me the backstory on this, because you've never struck me as someone.
Is this a big deal? I just told you I was thinking about
it. For some people, like if a son came to me and said, I'm going to get a gun, I wouldn't really think twice about it.
Why?
Like if...
Why?
Because I maybe it's a guy girl thing. Honest to God,
really?
Like maybe it is.
Eye roll.
Maybe it is. For some reason, you of all people, like between you and my sister, are the only two people like I would be genuinely concerned about having a gun.
Really?
And it's when you told me this, I wasn't sure if you were serious, and I was like, save this for the podcast because I really want to hear your rationale, and then we're going to decide as a group, does this sound like a good idea or not?
I'm totally serious about getting a gun.
Okay, explain, Annie Oakley. For what reason?
Okay, so I mean, in all seriousness, it's been frustrating at our apartment complex. So, one morning when I went out, I basically saw someone's car getting jacked, and multiple people have gotten their car stolen. And when I saw that, I was by myself. And typically in the morning, I also think a lot of things play into my decision. If I went to work at a more normal time where when I was by myself, there was people around me, I feel like I don't know if I would be as inclined. But the fact is that it's dark and no one's awake at the time I'm walking to my car. So I already feel uncomfortable being in a parking garage by myself at like 4:00 in the morning.
Okay.
And then when I saw that situation happen, and my apartment complex they really haven't done anything to like prevent this, and the gates are always broken, and I mean if they break, there's only so much they can do, and shit happens period.
Sure.
And not only that, but like I'm really tired of just always walking around in fear, and it's an anxiety that I have every day, and it's not just every once in a while, it's every single day depending where I am. As a woman, you always need to head on a swivel. You always have to look at your fucking surroundings. You always have to make sure no one is near your car when you're walking in a parking lot. You need to make sure that you're not fucking parked by a van. Like all of these things that you constantly have to be aware of, and all the things I see online. Like the other day, you know, this woman literally got stopped at Starbucks. Her car got blocked because they were trying to fucking snatch her out of her fucking car. You know what I mean? Like this shit happens and it's normal. And I need to take self-defense classes, which is something I'm in the process of looking into. And I would just like to have a gun on me when I walk to my car in the morning, so I don't have to wake up and leave at 3:45 in the morning with Garage Boy like we've been doing the past month and a half since it's happened, because he doesn't want me by myself either. And I just think it's stupid.
Everybody listening that is from California, like our people from California, are like, damn, Baltimore is scary as shit, huh?
No. But that's
this
the
girl
thing.
can't even walk to her car. Like,
no, in all seriousness, it's not a Baltimore thing. It's literally every fucking female that's by herself that always has to be aware, no matter where the fuck you are. It doesn't fucking matter.
I just don't know many females that carry guns on them though, because
but why are they going to announce that they carry guns?
I don't, even any of my female friends don't carry guns around with them. So what was I'm just trying to logistically think through this. So you would get up in the morning and you would get your gun It just sounds funny. So
Why are you fucking laughing? I'm so fucking serious about this.
I know you are. I'm just trying to picture this.
I need you to take this seriously because this is something that I'm literally dealing with in my life.
I'm
Every fucking morning I have to walk with my fiance because he doesn't want me by myself because that's something that I have to fucking do.
So you're gonna grab your gun, walk to your car. You're going to drive to work with your gun
and leave it in my car.
You'll leave it in the car. Now, what if something were to happen between here and the studios?
Don't be a dick.
I'm not being a dick. I'm asking logistics. Why are you being so defensive over this?
Because I feel like you're not taking it seriously.
I'm taking this 100% seriously. I'm trying to figure out logistics of when you're going to carry your gun and when you're not. So you're not going to carry it from...
No, I'm not going to bring it into the station. I don't even think I would not bring it into the station. It would literally just be in my car I would have it on me when I walk through the parking garage in the morning by myself. It'd stay in my car.
And then you would take it from your car
and keep it in my house.
And then you would take it back from your car into your house in the afternoon.
Yeah.
Now, would you take it anywhere else or that's it? Literally house, car, house.
I don't think so because there's things that I have to look into as far as like, because there's laws on like the how many feet a gun is legally allowed to be in certain areas, right?
Right.
So that's something that I have to look into. I honestly wouldn't mind, like, as if I'm by myself. Obviously, it's like I don't go home right away. Like, you know, I like run errands and shit, and I'm by myself, and it would be in my car, and I don't mind that either. I don't mind having it with me most of the time, the majority of the time, if that's something that I'm able to do.
I'm not opposed to anybody having a gun. Like I'm not going to have a gun because I know for a fact, I know at 1,000,000% I would never be able to shoot somebody. I know, and even I would fumble this so bad, y'all. I could practice all night and day. And I know the second that it happened, I would end up shooting myself in the foot. It would just be a bad situation. So I know myself with this. Do you think that you would be able to literally shoot somebody?
100% if they were attacking me. And also, before you get a gun, there's hours of training that you have to do. So it's not like I'm not going to know what the fuck I'm doing and how to operate a gun.
It's not how to. I'm asking because you think you could literally shoot somebody.
If someone was coming after me trying to fucking rape me, I would shoot them. And if something was if Garage Boy was in danger and like someone was going to mug us, I would shoot them to protect someone that I love. Yeah, I would. Would I shoot them to kill them? No. Would I shoot them in a body part that would injure them so we can get away? Yeah, I'm not trying to kill anyone, but yes, I'm trying to save myself.
The most valid question, the most talked about question right now on YouTube, a couple people have brought up, why don't you just get a taser?
The taser I've had before, but with that is one, you either have to make sure that you have to touch them and you have to get close enough for it to be on them, or you have to hope that like the little string hits them where it's gonna, you know, affect them in some type of way. I've seen people get tased and they just like take it off and fucking keep going.
I mean, I'll support whatever you want to do. I can't imagine you actually using it in a time of crisis. I really just couldn't imagine you doing it. Like a lot of people, I just can't imagine. And again, too, like, it's not like I want to shoot anybody. It's not something that like I want to do. I hope that I literally never have to use it. If this is something that I'm able to do, that I'm legally able to do once I figure all that stuff out and look into it, all like the logistics, it's not something I want to do. What's a gun cost?
I don't know.
So you haven't even gone that far. You're just more of like, I want to protect myself.
Yeah.
And I think that a gun might be the way to do this.
Right now, when I was talking to you, that was like Garage Boy and I just had a serious conversation. And that's another thing too. I mean, we're all out here by ourselves. It's different like when I was in a place where I had people that I knew in every single area of San Diego.
Yeah.
So if like something were to happen, it wouldn't have taken more than 5 or 10 minutes for somebody to get to me.
Yeah.
That's not how it is here. It's not. And like Garage Boy's 45 minutes away from me. Like if some shit goes down and I'm by myself.
Do you think it's too extreme?
No. I think that it sucks that like this is a thought that I have to have. And I've talked with so many women because at first I used to think that like, do I have a problem? Like, is this an issue? But it's something that I literally have to be aware of at all times, no matter where I go, if I'm by myself. And sometimes it doesn't even matter if it's day or night anymore. It doesn't. And it's really frustrating, but I'm not going to walk around and like give myself crippling anxiety because I can't defend myself.
I'll tell you the same thing I tell my dad. My dad, high anxiety person, has a gun, has 1 or 2 guns, right? And he's always like, in case somebody ever breaks into my house,
yeah, they're older.
I'd be able to protect myself. And I like, okay, got it.
And your mom.
And I asked this question, I said, has anybody ever broken into your house before? He said, no. I said, has anybody ever broken into any of your neighbors' houses before? He said, no. So I said, in reality, it's not like you're not going to live in an area where it's, what my dad does, he likes to sit there and watch TV all day. So all he hears is the news, how everybody's getting shot, everybody's getting mugged, everybody's houses are getting invaded. And at one point, honestly, this is what he told me, is that he wanted to change the locks of the house in case ISIS ever came around. They needed to have updated locks. I'm like, okay. My fear here is that your anxiety is higher than the actual probability of something happening to you.
I feel like because you are, and I'm not trying to poke the bear, but because you're not a female, there are certain things that you do not feel, and nor do you have to deal with on a regular day basis.
How many of your female friends have guns?
I think like, I'm assuming 3. Because it's not like, it's not like, hey, do you have a gun?
Yeah.
Like, our next door neighbors used to have guns. Like, I don't know, dude. Like, and also, it's also like, and this is just some Stockton shit. Like, it doesn't matter what area you're in anymore. Like,
no,
my mom, like, my mom doesn't go out at night after a certain time. So, like, shit has happened to people that are close to me, and I just don't want to be at the mercy of someone.
Okay, let's talk to you guys on YouTube. Celia says, it's a real thing. I swear to you, I'm just always waiting for something to happen, which is fair. I get it. And you're right. I don't have the perspective of it. I'm not saying that the reality, the anxiety is not there. I'm wondering if the amount of guarding matches the amount of actual practicality of something physically happening to you, right? So, let's talk about it too. So, Celia, you say it's real. I understand the anxiety is real. Would you go as far as to get a gun? Like, does that sound like that's the thing? Isabel says same thing. She said, I agree with Jess. It's a female thing. I have a taser, right? Okay. Isabel agrees. She says, most men cannot understand the fear. I understand that. I got it. I do not. The question was asked, would you actually shoot somebody?
Celia, hell yes, bam, bam.
She said she would do it. Isabel says, Kramer, your questions are valid, but it only takes one time. Yes, I understand. It only takes one time. But are you just going to create more fear by protecting yourself from something that may never happen? Like,
how is that creating more fear when I feel more confident having something to use to protect myself?
If you're looking for problems to happen, is that just creating more anxiety than it's worth?
I am not looking for shit. I don't want this to be an issue. It's something that I have to deal with. So either I get prepared, or unfortunately something happens to me and I'm screwed. It's not something I'm looking for. I have to, when I walk by myself, I have to survey my surroundings, because that is a legitimate possibility of me getting snatched or fucking raped. And literally every day when I'm looking for stories to report on, we don't talk about them every day, but this shit happens so close to where I live. And I live in a decent area, not only where I live, but all over the place. But
see, that's what I worry, is that you're so entrenched in these salacious stories.
It's not salacious when it's literally broad daylight and it happens in front of a place that I have walked to alone by myself. 3 women got raped by one fucking person in the alley next to Banditos. You know how broad daylight that is in Towson? That's such a busy ass area. I've gone there. I walk in that area by myself.
So you would walk in that area with a gun.
Yeah.
Okay.
At night at like certain, but see, that's the thing too, is like, I'm not even going over there by myself anymore. That's the thing. Yeah. I'm having to make decisions to avoid those situations.
Tina says, let's talk about how men can use the ladies' restroom. What is that? What does that have to do with anything, Tina? I'm confused.
Sometimes when they there's been like, I don't know if you're talking about like trans, or if you're talking about just like bathrooms that both allow men and women in. And recently, when I was in Philly, I was afraid because I was at this sushi restaurant and the bathroom was like way down the fuck stairs, and the sinks were in the middle. And then females were on one side and men were on the other side. But like, you met in the middle and there was no separation, and it was like completely fucking removed from the restaurant. And that is terrifying to me. It sucks.
Mm-hmm. Amber says, I don't know. This is on a YouTube show. She says, I don't know. I don't know that I feel the same way, the same level of anxiety, but I'm also a big girl. So I feel like people maybe not will leave me alone. It's harder to snatch up fat people.
Amber.
And well, maybe that's her thing is she's like, I don't, you're a relatively small person. So maybe you feel more anxiety, listen, I'm speaking from the male perspective and I understand that. And
male's perspective.
So you think like you hear, what do you hear with all this? This is Hassan, by the way, our producer. What do you hear?
If you stay ready, you never have to get ready. I'm different because I'm born and raised on the East Coast.
Pull your mic closer to you.
Oh, I'm born and raised on the East Coast, and I also have family members, male and female, who's in the military who have guns, who use guns. My father just bought a gun to have. So like this whole conversation, I'm sitting here, I'm thinking, I'm biting my tongue, but I'm like, she's not wrong.
She's not wrong. I mean, you can do whatever you want.
I know I could have 10 females in my phone right now who have guns.
They carry guns on them all the time?
Yeah. They're police officers, correct? Not police officers, military personnel, and regular civilians.
I'm talking just normal
civilians,
people. Yeah. Just go into their job every day.
That has guns.
Are they carrying guns on them?
Yeah.
And I'll just say for the ones I know, I don't know one female that carries a gun. I know one or two that have them in the house, but not that carry them with them. So I just don't know. Again, what I don't want you to do is, it makes me feel sad that you feel that way, period. That you feel like you have to like have a gun to go out in public. That sucks. And I want to make sure that it's, you're always feeling safe, but without it being overwhelming for you. And if getting a gun is what you think the answer is, well, then get a gun, like I'm not here to stop you by any means. But what I don't want you to do is to have so much fear and anxiety that it's like crippling you. Does that make sense?
It cripples me because I don't have a gun. Like it cripples me because I walk into a parking garage and it's 4:00 in the morning and the cameras work. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. And I saw someone's car get jacked and I had to run to my car hoping that he wasn't going to come fuck with me. I saw it. I was in the fucking situation. I'm thankful that he was just concerned with cars, but like full on fucking mask.
Yeah.
So that is the situation.
All right. We'll take a break. We'll come back here. We're going to talk about sexual partners and how important is that for you to know the truth right after this. So we were going to talk about this last week, but we ran out. Well, actually, I think we should get sidetracked with some other sexual stuff.
Too much sexual stuff.
We can't do two sexual topics. It's too much. We found this list on Reddit. And for the radio show we were talking about, it was 10 questions people rarely answer honestly, and things we went over, which is like, how are you? Did you pass gas? How much alcohol do you drink every week? How much do you weigh? How old are you? These are common things that people, aren't 100% truth when people are asking the question. How was school? Are you mad at me? These are all the things that we went through. All right, here's the ones that we skipped over that I thought was really important to discuss, because I don't know how most people handle this. How many people have you slept with? Okay. How many people have you slept with? That is a question, according to this list, that most people are going to skip over. They're going to be dishonest about how many people they've been with. So Jess and I started talking about this off the air because, number one, are you even dishonest about the amount of people that you've been with? And I started going through that question first. To be honest with you, I don't even know how many people I've slept with. It's around 15 to 20, somewhere in there. But I couldn't, if somebody came to me, gun to my head, and was like, tell me how many people you slept with exactly, I'd be like, I'm not 100% sure.
You were also shocked that Garage Boy and I hadn't had that conversation. Right.
Well, I wasn't shocked. I was more like, I wonder how normal that is. Well, first off, are you honest? Let's just say with your friends. If a friend were to ask you how many people you've slept with, would you be honest with them about how many people you slept with?
I would.
Hassan?
Yes.
Same thing. Okay. Yeah. Same. I wouldn't, again, I give you a range. That's the best that I can give you.
Yeah.
Now, let's go to your partner. If your partner were to ask you how many people that you have slept with, two-part question here. Number one, if they came and they asked you, would you tell them? B, would you be honest? And then C, there's 4 questions here. Would you would you want to know how many people they slept with? And D, do you already know that? Do most couples know how many people their partner have slept with? I don't know. I'm trying to think. Well, we'll start with you, Jess. if Garage Boy came to you and he said, how many people have you slept with? Would you tell him?
Yeah, I would tell him.
The actual number.
The actual number.
No problem. No qualms. No nothing. Here's the honest to God truth.
Here's the information if you need it for whatever reason.
Does he know your number? How many people you slept with?
No, and I don't know his, nor have I ever had the desire to have that conversation with him. I've never had that conversation with any of my partners, anyone, like whether it was a serious relationship or someone I was seeing for now and then. I've never ever asked somebody, how many people have you slept with?
And it never even just came up in like conversation?
No, because I just don't personally. I don't need to know, nor do I want to know, because it has nothing to do with me. I don't need to know who Garage has slept with. I don't need to know how many times, because I don't want to know. I don't want to know.
So if let's say that you're dating somebody and you find out they've never been with anybody before, that wouldn't make you feel some kind of way? That wouldn't make you feel like, let's say Garage, but I'm a virgin.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you be like, okay, let's hold up and figure out like how we got here? Or the other way around. Let's say the Garage Boy had been with 1,000 women. He's got a tally sheet where he's been tally marking how many women he's been with.
Yeah.
So let's say that you found out the Garage Boy had been with 1,000 women.
Like when? After we got married? Like what the fuck am I going to do now?
Before. Let's say you just met him early on. You're on date 3.
Yeah.
You guys are playing a game. Never have I ever slept with 1,000 people. Put a finger down if you slept with 1,000 people.
Yeah.
And he puts his finger down.
Yeah. It's alarming. You're like, well, when was the last time you were tested? You know what I mean?
But would that affect you in any kind of way, knowing that on either side, relatively low or relatively high, in your opinion of whatever those two might be?
As far as like the low end, like I feel like that gets a bad stigma. Like whether it's only been a few people or it's been no one, like, you know, that I feel like that's a personal decision. But as far as like on the higher end, it's more of a safety thing, because I'm just like, fuck, like, when was the last time you got checked? Like, I'm not trying to like get anything, you know? And I, of course, now there's like judgment there, because it's like, is that who you were or is that who you are? And then it's something that you and your partner have to figure out, because also it's not like Garage Boy was a saint before he met me. And also when conversations that we had were, you know, like he openly said to me that his plans were just to add me to a rotation. Those words came out of his fucking mouth.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
I don't believe that.
He told me.
I don't think you ever said that you ever told this.
He told me that like when we got together, there was no intention of like, this is going to be a serious thing. Oh, she doesn't live here. Oh, she comes here every once in a while.
This is nice. I can just put you on the roster.
It would be cool to see you whenever. Yeah. And he literally said that was the plan, you know? So it's not like I haven't heard those things from him.
He told you that?
Yeah.
Word for word. He said rotation.
He's like, you were just supposed to be on the rotation. Yeah.
My guy, you never say that out loud.
No, but that's the thing is like, I would rather have that conversation with him than like, how many people have you slept with? Because from there, it was like, I see that. It's not like I was trying to be in a relationship. However, if you want to continue interacting with me, this is what it is.
Yeah.
I respect you and I respect that phase of your life. Pop off, but not with me.
So you couldn't even ballpark it?
No.
I feel like everybody that I've been I don't think I could marry somebody without knowing how many people they've been with.
Why?
I don't think I could. For whatever reason, I feel like I would want to know. I would want to know that that's a part of who they are. And I'm not saying it's good or it's bad or whatever. I just feel like it's weird to not.
Why do you think it's a part of it's a part of who someone is? Well, it's part of how many people they've slept with.
It's a part of who they are, is what they've done, you know? Like, I think it'd be just like anything else in their past. I'm not saying like if it was going to be, because again, like if somebody came to me and like,
if they give you an absurd high number and the majority of that number was in like their 20s, like what, you're going to place a judgment on them from that point?
I'm not judgment, but I'm like, if you're, I'm trying to think what number.
What's going to make you feel uncomfortable?
200.
200.
You're laughing. I'm serious.
200. So 175. You're cool.
No, I'm asking you.
Oh, you're asking me. Oh, no, it's way lower than that.
Oh, okay.
Probably 30.
So if you're ballparking 15 to 20, 30 is going to make you cringe.
Yeah.
Like who are you? That's the thing. Who are you to 30, say that?
I'm just saying, I think if I found out that a partner of mine had been with 30 or more guys, it would make me feel some kind of way.
Even though your number is high?
It's not 30. It could be.
What, 10 bodies shy?
Like,
oh no.
it could
what a
literally.
huge difference.
Well, what number would freak you out? What number, if Garage Boy came to you and said, here's how many people I slept with, would freak you out?
100 would scare me.
100's a lot. 100 would be a lot.
It's a lot.
50 would be like, God damn. Like,
it would scare me, but also at the same time, it's like, everyone's like been
so
like as and here's the thing. Let's say if it's a high fucking number, as long as I knew that we were safe and we were cool,
it wouldn't matter.
And you were clean, then let's just start a new fucking chapter.
Would that make you wonder though too? Like, let's go with the 100 number. Okay, let's say that I met a girl. Let's say that she's 35, and let's say that she had been with 100 guys. I would also question the fidelity.
That's so lame.
I'm being honest. I would wonder how important. Like, I would wonder why you
over
have
35 years in your life, spanning over different phases of your life and all that. I mean, not 35 years. Okay,
let's
like
say
whatever.
When she lost her virginity at 15, so from 15
20 years.
to 35,
yeah,
she has never been in a relationship.
Bro, in 20 years, you had 100 partners.
Exactly.
That's 5 a year, right? It's 5. Wait, no, that can't be
No.
right. You have 100 partners, 20. Oh yeah, that'd be 5 a year, I guess.
Oh, that is shit.
Nothing.
That'd still be a lot, though.
I guess.
That'd
You know
still be
what?
a lot.
I've never thought about it that way. I guess 100 isn't that scary because if you're putting it that way, you had sex with 5 different people in 1 year. That's really
not
easy.
a lot.
That's really easy to do, especially if you're hooking up with somebody different
I
every
will-
other
I would
One
week.
night
No.
stands.
Yeah.
It's not that hard to get 100 bodies.
I would
That's
wonder.
true.
I would also wonder
think
then,
about
like,
it that
because
way.
I would hope at some point you'd be in a relationship over those last 20 years, right? Because if not,
No.
I don't want to be your first relationship person either. 100 would be absolutely just not okay with. I'm telling you, 30 would make me cringe.
When you look at it that way, 5
like if
people
you never,
in 1 year.
like you've never been in a relationship. Okay, so say for instance you was been in a relationship for 2 years, right?
Yeah.
That's so 2 out of the 20 years.
I would still wonder why you were in a relationship for just 2 years out of 20.
because
That's
that person
10%.
wasn't faithful or that person just didn't adequate enough to be in a relationship. So that's why, okay, if you're not ready to be in a relationship, I'm gonna go do me. I'm gonna go back in my
so
rotation
you-
or whatever.
Night of my life.
So you have all this experience just because you've been with one person for 10 years,
Exactly.
and you don't think that's alarming?
Wait, what do you mean?
I mean, for you to be like, I think it's weird that you are only in a relationship for, for 2 years and blah, blah, blah. It's like,
I would
you
really
come to the table and you say you have all this experience, but you also got into a relationship when you were 24 years old with someone that you shouldn't have been with. And you have admitted that you got married because you thought you were supposed to, and you stayed with them for an absurd amount of time when you knew
but
that you weren't happy.
I still committed to it. That's the thing. It's like I made a commitment, I stuck with it. So I would really wonder
But still.
So
if
just
you were
because-
if you were single for that long. I don't think, again, 30 would freak me out. For whatever reason. And 100, there's no way. 5 a year, no way.
What?
No way.
Like,
Couldn't do
there's
it.
no way that you could be with the person, or no way someone could do that.
I would honestly, God, I think I would forever be in my head if I knew that there had been 100
you think
penises inside of you. I'm just being honest. I think I would forever be in my head. I would be sizing myself up. I'd be like, what? Like, I couldn't do it.
No, what sucks though when it comes to that kind of stuff, I think like the amount of bodies, what I hate is if someone was judged on that, because sex doesn't feel the same with everybody.
Correct.
And yeah. And I feel like, and I'm just speaking from like my experience, like there have been times that I was having sex because I thought I was supposed to, and that's what I was supposed to do at that time in my life.
Yeah.
And like to be judged on that when there were so many other things going on, and obviously it counts because we had sex, but like it's not like it felt good. It's not like I got off. It's not like it was pleasurable for me. You know what I mean?
Oh, if you didn't get off, then shit count.
But do you,
I'm
but
sorry.
do you get what I mean?
Sorry,
Like
but you-
I'm sorry.
Good
If there was
orgasm doesn't- it wasn't
it's annoying.
if there was no fluids
Yeah, that
on the
sucks.
outside, then it doesn't count.
Yeah,
I'm
because
sorry.
and maybe a female was having sex so many times because she was like, why the fuck does this not feel right? Because sometimes I mean, I had sex for quite a while until I actually felt it for the first fucking time.
Right. And that's why I was going to say, like, when him saying 15, I'm like, I cannot date someone whose body count is so low in the teens.
Nah.
I cannot date somebody whose body counts in the teens because they
For
don't know.
For you.
For me, this is just
Okay.
me. I
Mhm.
can't do it because they don't know what they like sexually.
Okay.
I'm sorry, because there's other things that
And
you
it's a
might
good
want to try.
point.
Like you might want to be in the BDSM realm. I'm not into that, but you might be. So sexually, we can't be compatible that much.
Mm.
Some
So
people
what-
don't some females, a lot of women don't have orgasms because from one, they don't know how to get it, or two, their partners are not giving them an orgasm.
Yeah.
So in that case, you're going to have to experience a few things to know what you like for your body.
Totally.
Those two questions for you then. Are you honest about how many people you've been with?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you, in your relationships, do you guys know each other, how many people you've been with?
About past relationships, yes.
Everyone, and like, did you ask? Did they ask? How did it come up?
Both. I asked.
And do you want to know? And you're in yeah. See, I do
like
too.
I just said, because I want to know what feels good to you sexually, and if we can be compatible sexually.
I just don't know.
Like I said, like if she's in BDSM and I'm not, I can't do it.
Yeah. I just don't think I could go my whole entire life. You're
it's
not,
just gonna fuck with you mentally.
You're not curious at all.
No.
And you don't think he's curious at all?
No. I really don't think Garage gives a fuck. like genuinely, I really don't think he cares about that. But as far as me, I have no interest in knowing. I don't want to see any pictures of people you've been with. I have no need to like do a deep dive, like because that kind of shit, like you mentioned, can get to you for no reason.
Yeah.
For no reason.
But I think honestly, the idea in my head is way worse. Okay. I think the story and the shit I'm seeing is like, whoa. All right. Let's read some comments. We're gonna get out of here. Isabel said, Kramer, if the number is so important to you, she might end up lying in order not to be judged by you.
And I'm sure whoever you're with will pick up on that. So you may never get an honest answer to begin with.
Do you think that most women lie about their number or not just?
I think it's going to depend. Like if to someone to you, I think they're lying to you because you're aggressive with it.
Erica said, this is a good topic question. At what point in the relationship do you ask your partner for their body count?
Oh yeah. When are you asking, you guys?
I would say within the first month or two.
As like a dating, get to know question.
Yeah. But not even like, that's a good question. That's actually a really good question.
Like, what's the vibe too? Like can you paint out the situation? It's like, what is the vibe?
First
is
off,
it playful or is it serious?
I don't think it's appropriate to ask someone that question. I think if it needs to be something that is offered up by you wanting to either tell or them wanting to tell. I don't think you should ever been like.
So you've never asked.
Well, that's not true.
Okay.
Because when I first, so you got to keep in mind, I dated, the last time I dated was when I was 23 years old, right? Yes. And back then it's like, how many people you slept with? That was important at 23 for whatever reason. So then when I got divorced, I didn't really have updated dating skills. So I felt like it's something you talked about early on. Then I realized it's really pointless. So no. Do I anymore? No, but goddamn it, I want to know. I want to know.
So you don't ask, but you offer yours in hopes to get an answer?
It would typically come up in just normal conversation. Maybe like you're doing something sexual.
Like how do you?
I don't know. It just comes up.
Bring that up in a way that's something that you guys even want to talk about. Like you're eating pasta and you're like, I've slept with 37 women. How was your day?
Okay, so for women, this is how it typically goes with them. It's like it's something. Oh, I mean, I don't know. I haven't really been with that many guys. I've only been with like 5 guys before or something like that. That's typically like some question or some desire has been, or that's never happened before because I've only been with X amount of guys. Like that's typically how I guess it would come up.
Well, I'm doing it wrong.
Well, you straight up ask?
Yeah. I don't care.
Is this like in the talking phase? Yeah. When do you ask?
I'll say it'll have to be after you and that person has sex at least once.
Oh, okay.
I will bring it up then.
Wow.
Because like you have sex and then it's like, what? And then you like, what haven't you done? What have you done? How many people you've been with? That type of thing. But yeah, I bring up the conversation.
Nancy on our YouTube show says that I think the only question to ask is, are we related?
That's an important question to ask too.
Yeah.
She said I'd be more concerned about the quality of choices than the quality of choices than the quantity of choices. That's fair. Okay, let me ask a question really quick, and I promise that we'll keep you completely anonymous on YouTube. Okay, I'm not even going to say your name. I'm not going to flash it up on there because somebody, I won't even say your name. I'm not going to, again, somebody says that yes, they do lie about the number to partners. Okay, so just genuinely curious as we're wrapping up today's show, can you just comment? And again, I won't read it, so it won't be on the podcast, but I'm just genuinely curious if you're honest or if you're dishonest about the number of people you've been with. Because now I'm even curious, like.
And what's the difference? Like, what is the truth and what is the lie?
What do you mean? Oh, like, what is the number?
This is the number that it is, and this is the number that I say. I want to know, like,
is it right?
Difference.
Is it 7, but you say 6, or is it 700 and you say 6?
Yeah.
That's a good question too. Listen, if you want to be honest and comment as we're wrapping up, I would be curious about that. If you do lie about your number, either you're honest or you're not. And again, we won't flash these up on the screen for the YouTube show to see. But like, are you honest? Do you say that number or do you lie about it? We have one person says lie for sure. The amount of lie depends on the person.
That's what I'm saying with you.
Wow.
You got to be careful because you're like scary about it. So I'm sure they'd be like 2.
Yeah. Nah, I'm gonna match his number. If I was a female and I'm dating Kramer, I will match his number.
Yeah,
Match
definitely. You? Oh my God,
one less.
crazy.
No, it's one less. Always one less, right?
Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
God,
You're 20. I'm 19.
That's crazy.
I'm like, okay, you whore.
Oh my God. You're oh man.
We got somebody else says I'm honest, but I don't care. Okay, we got somebody that says I'm honest. I mean, I really don't even know the number. Yes, I don't know what yes is, but one less than his.
Okay. See, yeah. Strategic. I don't like thinking about it because then you have to think about the people that you've slept with, and that's just that's not something I really want to do.
Got somebody else saying honestly it's 6, but it went up after my current relationship.
Good for her.
We have someone says just one partner in my life. I ain't gonna say I ain't going to allow any guy to use me for just sex. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
I'd be honest if asked, but I could only ballpark it. I mean, some were surely forgettable. Okay.
Yeah.
Been there, done that.
Today. Y'all being fun today. All right. Okay, gotta get out of here. Thank you for listening to this episode. Appreciate it. YouTube, you're the best. Thank you for participating today. Jess, how do we find you?
Just do it. JESSDUITT. Please sign my original Chicken Crispers change.org petition. It's on our Facebook. It's on my social media. I would really appreciate that. And my podcast, Loki.
Hassan?
You can follow me at StanWilly2 on social media platforms.
I'm that guy, Kramer. All right. This has been ridiculous. Thank y'all so much. Appreciate you. See you next week. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, YouTube. Thank y'all. Love y'all. Bye.